watching Vince's live, and I thought I'd just do a quick video regarding the Aqua Forte Profiheaters. So I need a replacement heater for my grow on because I had the cloverleaf heater on there, and I've been told you can't use them on gravity fed, so according to their website you're not allowed to. Sorry for the camera shake. So I've been looking at an alternative, and I've been looking at the Aqua Forte Profiheater 1 kilowatt. Now this one that I've got here has got an issue. Every time you plug it in, it trips the electric out. So obviously there's a problem there. What I'm going to show you now is what I've done, and I don't want anybody to copy what I've done, because at the end of the day it's electric, and electric's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And this is definitely unplugged. It's not plugged in whatsoever. Disconnected it from the electric. As I say, I don't want anybody copying this or attempting it themselves unless they know what they're doing. So I decided to strip it down to see if I could find out what the issue was. I looked online, no YouTube videos, no stripped down instructions or anything, so I was struggling, and I thought, you know what, I'll just have a go myself. So what I've done, if you take the end out to expose the element, take that away. As you can see, there's nothing in there really. There's no electrics or boards or anything else. So it's basically just this heater element. Do you know how the camera's picking this up? Oh yeah, it's okay. So it's basically just this heater element, and I couldn't work out how to get into here. So I tried all different ways of unscrewing it. Then I noticed inside here was a blank off that looked like something had been screwed in and then cut off, so I decided to drill it out to see if that would release this. That's the only thing I could think of, because as I say, I couldn't turn this or anything. To no avail. I just could not get into this. Couldn't take this cable off. You'll have to excuse my hands, I've got MS300 on it. Couldn't take this cable off or anything. So what I've done now, it was do or die basically. At the end of the day, I knew there was an issue with it and there wasn't a quick easy resolve, so I thought, you know what, let's have a look inside to see what's inside these things. Now bear in mind, this is all sealed, and as I say, I drilled that hole myself, so nothing's got in there prior to it. So what I've done, and I reiterate, please don't do this unless you know what you're doing basically, because I don't want anybody getting injured. So what I've done, so with this you've got the thermostat on the end for people that's never stripped one of these before, and if you pull that controller off, there's a seal there, a rubber seal, and then you've got 2 screws there. So you undo these 2 screws and this cap comes off, but it still doesn't expose anything. I'll just get a screwdriver and I'll take that off for you just to show you. Excuse the absence from the camera a second. I'll just get a screwdriver. So if you undo these 2 screws here, camera's picking this up. As I keep saying, please don't do this at home unless you're confident. I take no responsibility for anybody getting electrocuted or anything like that, although the power's unplugged. So underneath that, there's nothing really there. So I was still struggling on how to get it apart. So I thought, you know what, I've got nothing to lose now. So what I've done, I've run the saw all the way around it. I know it's a bit of a waste, but at the end of the day, my intention was, if I could fix it, to seal that back up, tape it up, put the boot back on, and then once I use the heater, I just make sure it was covered from the elements. So taking that off, just look at the state of that in there. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up. Basically there's nothing in there apart from wires and this thermostat. But look at the state of it. This was a lot worse than this. I've actually cleaned the connectors up. I put contact cleaner on there, WD-40, I've left it soaking overnight. But it's absolutely minging in there with rust. How the water's got in there, I don't know. So anybody who's using these Aqua Forte Profiheaters, if you've not got them covered outside, I suggest you cover them, because this is just, I don't know how the water's got in. As I say, that's sealed. Yes, there's a little hole there, but I've drilled that myself. And you've got the rubber boot that goes over this. This rubber boot that goes over there. So in theory water shouldn't get in, but somehow water's got in there, and absolutely, well, the state of that. See if I can get a zoom on it. It's just minging. So I thought, right, I've cleaned it all up now the best I can. The thermostat moves. Let's try it, and then if it works, I'll just seal everything back up. MS300 round there. I've got a fetish for MS300 at the minute. Okay, Mad Dog. Seal it round there, and then put the boot back on and seal it round the boot as well, because anybody with pond heaters don't tend to use the thermostats anyway. They tend to use the ST100s or 1000s, whatever they are, and that's what I was going to do. So yeah, I plugged it in and bang, there was a mighty flash. A mighty flash, and it tripped the electric. So it's proved the point my RCDs work in the garage. But yeah, it's basically kafunkt, and I thought I'll just do a video so people can see how these are put together. And as I said, there's nothing really in there apart from a few wires and a lot of rust. So somewhere the rust, I think the rust got into the thermostat, and that's what's causing it to keep tripping, to be fair. But as I said, it's no good anyway. So this just shows people on YouTube what is actually inside these. I mean, in theory, but I'm not an electrician, and I don't want to do any damage, and I don't want to leave it plugged in and find out it burns the filter shed down and stuff like that. So what I could do is disconnect the thermostat from the cabling, wire the cables direct into the STC100 thermostat. But as I say, I just don't want to chance that. I'm not an electrician, and I don't want to chance that and find the it burns the shed down. I'd hate that to happen, so for the sake of a couple of £100, I'm not going to go down them roads. But yeah, that just shows you a quick video on what's inside these, for those who haven't seen inside them. Yes, there's probably a way to get inside them without me cannibalising it, but I presume there's got to be a way to get into them, and it's more than likely screw thread, if truth be known, but because of the rust and that, it's probably not allowing that to happen. I just don't know. If anybody knows, it's a bit of silicone. I'll silicone the screw hole up after. If anybody knows of anywhere I could get a replacement thermostat, because all the rest of it's okay. Not a thermostat, sorry. A replacement element for the Aqua Forte Profiheater. I mean, this is a 1 kilowatt, it doesn't even have to be 1 kilowatt, it can be 2 kilowatt. If anybody knows of anywhere I can get a replacement, if they could just drop it in the comments or send me a personal message, I'd be grateful. Obviously I've got from now until the winter really. The main pond, as you know, is on an air source heat pump, but this one's for the grow on. I have since found out that some people do use the cloverleaf on gravity fed, so, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So yes guys, that's just a short video on the Aqua Forte Profiheater 1 kilowatt. I think it is a poor design if water does get in there. Whether it's seeped through on the inside of there, which I can't see because you've got a seal here. There's a seal on there, so I can't see that getting in there. This goes on there. Has water got in here and trapped in? Is it condensation that's caused it? I just don't know. Perhaps somebody's experienced that themselves in the past. I don't know. I think this is about 3 years old. I think this heater's about 3 years old, but to be fair, it hasn't worked for the last 12-18 months. It's been in storage, and the reason it was in storage was it was tripping the guy's electric out as well. So yes guys, as you can see, I mean, this was absolutely caked in rust. All this was all furred up and everything. Poor design if it's not watertight at the end of the day, because, well, it's connected to water, isn't it? So, but yeah, that's how you strip those. Obviously not cut them open. There's got to be an easier way of getting these out. I just don't know. You know, it's still leaking WD-40 and contact cleaner. Still leaking out. Absolutely minging it was. So yes guys, that's as I say, just a quick video on how to strip one down. I did look on the internet, as I said, and I just couldn't find anything, but I presume health and safety wise people don't want you stripping these out just in case, because of the electrics, unless you're a competent electrician. I'll have a tap with anything. Sometimes it's interesting to see how things work. So yes guys, as I said on the video, at the beginning of the video, please don't attempt to do this unless you're prepared to have a damaged heater, and just be mindful that it's electric at the end of the day, and electric can kill. This is unplugged. I've done everything unplugged, until I plugged it in to test it, but as I say, it went bang again. So this will go back into storage unless somebody can tell me where I could get a replacement element. I presume it comes as one big kit. I have put this name into the internet and it comes back somewhere in Germany, I think it is. But there's got to be somewhere I can get a replacement. If not, I'll buy a whole new unit ready for the winter. Right then guys, I'll leave it at that one and get back to watching the Sir Twisted one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks a lot. All the best. Job's a fish.